Coming up next is Hiboka, a single-player survival horror video game based on folklore. I don't know why I said video game. It's obvious it's a video game. From Madagascar and set around the middle of the 20th century from Salim and his team at Flying Carpet Games. Let's check out the trailer.
Check it out.
That was the eerie trailer for Hiboka. We have Salem on the line. What is up, Salem? How's it going?
Hi guys, how are you guys doing?
Good. I can't see your chin.
Oh,
I'm just okay. And now I can see your chin. I'm just playing. Thank you so much for joining us. Did you just shave too? I don't know. Now I'm like all about the facial features.
I did shave yesterday, just for you guys.
Okay. Thank you. I shaved for you too.
Why are you this person?
I can't. I have to call it how it is. You know this is live now because I'm talking this mess. Hiboka is so awesome. Thank you for joining us. I think what's really interesting is your story and where you're from. So I kind of want to before we get into gameplay, can you talk about a little bit about your background as a developer and where you're actually at? Where what country and region you're from?
Yeah, so I'm Canadian. I'm from Montreal. My mother is from Madagascar, so you can see how that plays into the game. My father is French Canadian. I've been in the gaming industry since 2008. I started at Gameloft in making a mobile game, and then I realized that I wanted to make my own games. I wanted to be indie. So in 2012, I started my own studio, Flying Carpets Game. We did a first video game, the Girl and the Robot, that you can see here. That was released on PS4 and also on Steam, also on Wii U, if you guys remember the Wii U. And
Yeah.
And then we did a card game, and now I'm back in video game, making my second video game, which is a game that is a little bit more personal because it goes into the culture from my mother's side of the family. So the inspiration came a lot from the story she told me, and then I started, to research about the mythology, about folklore of Madagascar, and I discovered some pretty dark things. There was some good thing, but there's a lot of things linked to the underworld and death, and so it kind of tied in with the story I wanted to tell of grief. Basically in this game you can play as two characters. The first one, the one that is playable now is Alexander, which just lost his mother, and he's trying to find a way to reconnect with her, with the you can say the means of Malgashi witchcraft. So Hiboka, the word Hiboka is one of the words that means underworld in Malgashi culture, and so he's trying to find the gate that connects the world of the living and the world of the dead. And the second character, Ramala, is a Malgashi girl that is caught in this story because of circumstances, and is caught because of Alexander's action inside this mansion that is hidden deep in the woods of Madagascar. And so there's what you play as two characters, and there's a lot of ethical choice that you have to make. There's a lot of puzzles, but basically, Alexander is trying to go deeper into the mansion to find this gate to the underworld, and Ramallah is trying to escape this mansion of horror. So basically, that's a little bit of the setup of both characters. What's interesting is that you play both characters on the same timeline, but the action that you make as one character affects the consequences of another character. So once you play with that character, so you're going to be switching between two characters, and decisions that you make stay consistent within the timeline of the other character. So for example, if you take something as one character, or if you break something, or if you leave a door open, then when you play as the second character, all those things are going to remain as is in the world. So that's a little bit of the unique selling point of this game. If you guys remember, if you played whole game like Resident Evil 1, where you play both character, when you play as one character and then the second, everything is perfectly closed, locked, and you have to replay in an alternate kind of similar world. But for this game, every action that you make is gonna stay persistent in that persistent state as you switch between two characters. So that's basically.
So, I was just gonna say. So as you're switching them, like in different parts of the story, or as you like, if you beat the game and then you replay, it maintains the integrity of what happened before.
So basically, yeah, there's three chapters: a chapter for Alexander, a chapter for Ramallah, and then a final chapter where you alternate between the two characters. But so when you play as Alexander, you're gonna make decisions, some of them ethical decisions, because and that's also gonna affect the path that you're gonna take at the ending. And then when you switch to the second chapter as Ramallah, then all the action, the consequences of those actions are going to remain. If that makes sense.
No, that totally makes sense. I felt a rumbling feature on the controller as there is the door slid by. I was like, wait, what? That's you can see
that it's still early. There's no UI yet. Like we're using the default Unity UI text based. So, but so now we're working on this first section of the mansion, which is basically the main hall, the basement, and also the dungeon.
Could you talk a little bit as we still play? Number one, is he going in the right? Is he doing the right thing?
No, you have to go back.
I know what I'm doing.
You gotta listen. He said go back.
Go back?
Yeah, and also you can run if you hold down the X button. I believe if you have an Xbox controller, it's either the X button. There you go. To the right, there should be a door on the right side of that room. If you turn right again.
On the right side of here? Oh,
okay. Yeah, just
you're running to the corner. I can't say anything because if I was playing, he would clown me the whole time.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. Could you talk a little bit about your team? And you could interrupt and just jump in and tell them where to go too. But
sure. Yeah, take that rope. There's a little bit of flaky text there, but it's okay. So my team is a little bit scattered all over the world. One of the main person that stayed with me with my previous game is Ayaka Nakamura, who is based in Japan. So you can attach the rope here, and you have to go back near the throne to put. There should be a lever near the throne. If you go back, no, not that way, the other way. No, the other way. Yeah, this should be a throne. Like, just go for it. And yeah.
lever up here.
Yeah, okay, right there.
The puzzle elements are really cool. It's interesting.
Yeah, so you attach and then again, press it again. So Ayaka is based in Japan. She's the one doing the concept art and also all the promotional art for the game. Of course, me myself, I'm taking care of the design, the programming, and obviously the production, a little bit of level art as well. Then we have Mark Choi, who's based in London. He's the one doing the composition, music composition. We have Ahmed, who is also in Montreal. He's doing the sound. We have Stephanie Landry that does the character modeling. So I'm pretty much the one full-time on this, but and other members come in and out to do their job, and I'm the one integrating everything into the game. So yeah, we're pretty much scattered all over the world.
That's cool. What were some of the lessons you learned from your first game that you brought over to developing this game? Because I know there must be a ton, right?
There is a ton of lesson. I guess the main one is not rush into it. Like I have more of a philosophy of it's gonna be finished when it's gonna be finished. I want to put more care and attention into this. Oh, you have to go back to the chess. Oh, did you get the match?
Yeah.
He got it.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got it. Yeah. So go back to the candle near the table. To the right, yeah. Yeah, perfect. And here, in case you missed it, I can give you the solution. You have to take the knife on the right side. If you move with the D-pad, yeah.
The D-pad.
Is it working? Yeah. So take one of the knife and put one on the chest.
Stick them in the chest.
Oh wow, this is really
And
gruesome.
one on the right hand, the right arm.
Is that
Yeah. Yeah, that. And one on the left leg. Yeah.
one left neck?
Oh wow.
No, left leg.
Jeez.
Oh, the left leg. Okay.
Yeah, you can take it back. Yeah. Take it. Yeah.
I thought you said left neck too.
Okay, sorry about it.
I'm just playing.
I got a left neck. That's fine.
Yeah, left neck. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
No,
that-
he like.
Go back to. Go back.
I'll go back the other way.
Yeah, there should be a device right there on
Oh
on
wow.
the right. No, go back. Yeah, to the left, to the right. Yeah, go there.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
And again.
So what are your, obviously this has some survival horror influences. What are some of your main influences for this game and other games that your studio is developing?
Well, I've always been a fan of the Silent Hill series and
okay.
Fatal Frame. So, in terms, and of course, Resident Evil. So those were my main inspiration. But in terms of storytelling, a lot of it is from like puzzle game from like Zero Escape series and things like that. it's less. There's less action. It's more about the puzzles, about in the vein of escape room and stuff like that. But there is a little bit of action.
Oh, that's
you're
so
going the right
interesting.
way.
I haven't played the Zero Escape series. I gotta check that out now.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, you're going the right way. Yeah.
So, what are some of the challenges that you faced, developing this game?
There is challenge, but I would say it's kind of challenge that are fun to overcome. So a lot of it
Yeah.
is research, to make sure that I have, in terms of like finding out monster. Like for example, you'll see a monster soon. A lot of that information is not written down on in documents. So a lot of the work was to like interview people, families on, stuff like that. And if it is documented in books, it's usually very hard to find on the internet. So I had to like hunt down on the internet. Like
You had to go to the library?
I had to go to the library. Stop playing
Wow.
video game and actually, open a book and order books that have like one print left in the world or things like that. Like for example, here's a monster called the Kinoli, which is a monster that used to be human, but was possessed by a human, evil human spirit for such a long time that their appearance changed to something like this, or a creature with very long nails and.
That's cool. I can imagine just the discovery during your research would be quite fun, especially during development. And it's like real history that you're digging into. It seems really interesting. Where can we find out more about the game? When are you anticipating release, and where can we follow you in the game?
This game's dope.
So you can, I really recommend you guys to follow our mailing list on our website, which is flyingcarpetsgames.com. So you should be able to, register to our mailing list. We're also on Steam wish list if you want to wish list us. So we're gonna send information updates through Steam and also through our mailing list. So those would be the two main way to get to follow us. Of course, our Twitter is a good place as well. In terms of our plan, I would really like us to be able to do a Kickstarter either this year or the start of next year. Like I said, I want to put as much care as possible into this game. The demo that you saw today is maybe like 15% of the game. But I would really like to finish this game within 2 years or something like that. But again, learning from my past game, I want to come in with the philosophy of it's going to be finished when it's going to be finished, and not rush things and put as much care into it as possible, because it is personal, kind of personal, and also it reflects a culture that is not usually presented in game, and so I want to be as accurate and as careful as possible when the game is released.
Cool. Thank you so much, Salim. We appreciate you.
Yeah, this is.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you
The
so
game
much
is
for
visually
having me.
stunning. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
All right.
Talk to you later. That was dope. Like, you're really into those games. Yeah, you're like really into those style of games, and
got the puzzles.
you already knew you were just like memorizing all the puzzles. It's hilarious. I was like struggling when I first tried it. I actually would have benefited more from him walking me through it. But yeah, that was really awesome. Hiboka, go ahead and wish list that. That is on the Mix Steam page right now as we speak.